Hi everyone, I'm Cristiano, welcome back to my channel, and in this video I'm going to show you guys the difference between using TypeScript and not using TypeScript. So I've made a project, it's called Trivia. I have a video in my channel, it's called let's make a trivia game, and you guys can watch it. There is more than 2 hours. I think it's almost 3 hours long. So we are doing like a trivia game from scratch to almost to deployment. I don't deploy anywhere, but it's this game. So it's a trivia game. You can change the settings and click start, and you can answer, and there is a score, and of course there's the rank here. So it's a small project. It's running, it's online, and I've made the JavaScript version of that project. It was very easy to do it, and I want to show you guys the difference inside the code. So for example, when you start the project, the first thing that you can see, there is the extension of the file. So it's a JavaScript file, and here we have the TypeScript file. So that's the first difference. But let's go inside the code. Let me just show you the home page, and let me just take that out. Okay, let me just zoom out. Okay, I'm going to this side of the page. There we go. Okay, bigger. There we go. Now, as you can see, the left side is the TypeScript version and the right side is the JavaScript version. And the first thing that we can see, there is like here inside of this state, this is a React project. So, and inside of this, I'm using like number here. I'm telling the code that this state is a number. It's not a boolean or a string like this one. It's a number. So if I try to write something as a string inside, like something, this is a string, right? It's going to tell me, the Visual Studio is going to tell me that string is not assignable to parent of type number. So it's going to help me write my code. And if you have like a huge project with tons of components and pages, using TypeScript can help you to, after 2 or 3 months, when you get the code again, you're going to understand very easily if that attribute is a boolean or a number or a string, so you know how to use it properly. And I think there is an example here. As you can see in the right side, you can do anything here, like string, and nothing happens because it's JavaScript. And nothing will happen until you run the code and see the problem. Probably when you do stuff like this, change the attribute to something, it's a boolean, but you set to string and try to write something, is going to come up with an error, and the JavaScript probably is not going to tell you what the problem is. That's why using TypeScript, let me just go back, as I'm using here, the code itself is going to tell me, oh, you should use number here because you set this state to number. So it's going to help me like in the future when I'm developing further and further. And it's much easier to do like this. If you have like 10 people on your team and you're developing something and you're using like different people to develop with you, using TypeScript is going to help you remain like, it's going to assert the code to not having more problems. And that's one of the advantages that you can have using TypeScript. I can show you guys like when you have a component like rank right here. Let me just show you the both running it together like this, and there we go. As you can see, they are the same component, but on the left, I'm typing the type of play records. That is this state, set history and history. It's here. So right now, I don't know, like console log history dot. I don't know what is this. This is a array, okay, but let me just take the first one and I don't know what's inside, like score. If I do like this, I don't know if it's going to work or not because it's JavaScript. But here, when I do the same thing, like console log history dot, like the first one, of course, dot, I can see that I can get the category, difficulty, score. See, it's much easier to use TypeScript when you're developing a project. It's going to take more time to develop. As you can see, I have to write this, and it is going to take you more time to develop, but you will have much more accuracy using TypeScript to, for further developer or to other developers to use your code and stuff like that. So here I can see what is inside of this state, and doing that is not only like, oh, I can use like console log here and see what is inside history, and then I can use it like score. Now I know it has a score inside of, but here you don't, if you like seeing the first time, just type here and you don't need to do this again. It's going to help you to be faster on your code in the future. So TypeScript is not only that. It's not going only like asserting types to your code or the attributes, but that is the main thing that you're going to get. Like if you're doing TypeScript, using TypeScript on your project, it's way better for you to have like to do maintenance. It's much easier to maintain, to keep the code correct and working. So I always say that TypeScript is here to help, but when you're like developing using Java, you have to. JavaScript is not forcing you to using like to say or the type of the stuff that you're doing, but TypeScript is going to enforce that. Is going to tell you you have to. So this is just a small example using TypeScript. I don't want to get further because there's a lot of videos on YouTube telling you what TypeScript is all about, and this is just a simple example. So when you do like number, string, telling the code what is it, it's way easier in the future to maintain the code correct. So that's my tip for today. So leave a comment, hit the like button, share with your friends, and if you want to get this code, it's public, it's in my GitHub, and using TypeScript for me it's way better, and it's actually everybody is using, not only because of the hype, but because it truly helps developing. And to other developer in the future that is going to get your code. That is the most valuable thing in this. So thank you for watching and see you guys in the next video.